This mini lesson is a quick overview of the presentation, formatting, and appropriate content for resumes, though we will also touch briefly on cover letters as well. Perhaps you feel you've never done anything resume worthy. Maybe you're too immersed in the world of the MMORPG, or you are a total narcissist and just haven't found the time to get a job. Go volunteer. Do something resume worthy. Your guild and/or Snapchat will survive without you. I promise. Once you've got something to put on a resume, your first question is probably, how should I put it on there? Well, your resume is a snapshot of you relative to the job for which you are applying. Think about any work you've done, if any, education you have from the ninth grade forward, skills like using Microsoft Word or herding sheep, or service groups you've participated in like Circle of Friends, and start categorizing those in the form of a few bulleted lists, sort of like I've done with this presentation. Do not share your life story. No one cares where you went to middle school or when you threw up for the first time. Sorry, reality is cruel, but it's better to find out sooner rather than later. One thing about the resume is that it has to be typed. If you handwrite your resume, you may as well do it in crayon, because either way it's going to look like a caveman did it. The look needs to be clean, consistent, and all fit on a single page. Unlike in English class when your teacher says 1-inch margins, here it's okay to adjust your margins plus or minus half an inch to make it all fit on one page. If you look at the example here, you can see everything is all very tidy. There's some white space, but that's okay because it keeps Mr. James' applicant's resume from looking cluttered and overwhelming. Although everyone's resumes are going to be different, they will all generally have the same categories, plus or minus this or that, depending on the jobs being applied for. If you're applying to be a camp counselor at Camp Anawana from the iconic Nickelodeon show Salute Your Shorts, you probably do not need a vast knowledge of computer operating systems, and thus might not include that bit of information on your camp counselor resume. Also, if you are Dwight Schrute from NBC's The Office, you would definitely include all of your karate and ninja skills on your application, no matter where you were applying, because you're Dwight and you're a little crazy. Don't do that. As far as your resume's overall appearance, you should print it, if you're able, on sturdy paper. They make resume paper, which I'm pretty sure is a scam to get people to buy plain old cardstock for $10 more per pack. My brother-in-law applied at 5 hospitals and was interviewed by about 8 people at each hospital. That's 40 resumes! Those resume paper packs only have 25 sheets or something. You do the math. Totally not worth it in my opinion. Whatever, you're the one who needs the job. You decide for yourself. Anyway, we'll get to the whole cover letter thing in a minute. A letterhead is also nice if you have your own fancy design to put at the top of your resume. But it's really not necessary and can clutter the overall look. Engineers always say, keep it simple, stupid, which spells kiss, which I can never properly fit into an anecdote. Now, a brief discussion of the cover letter. Resumes have the safety of bulleted lists and incomplete sentences. The cover letter is where you can mess it up and make yourself look truly idiotic. Proofread. Run a stinking spell check. You can be so smart and use the wrong form of there, and the hiring manager will throw your resume in the trash. People do that. I read about a CEO who gives all his prospective employees a grammar test before they even get an interview. I'm not making this up. Anyway, a cover letter should include warm and professional language so that you're human, but you're not, flirting with them. Additionally, what makes you uniquely qualified for this position? Why should they hire you? Finally, hit enter a few times to leave space to sign your name. Then type your name, email, phone number. Then, for heaven's sakes, print it and sign the dang thing before you seal it up in an envelope. Sign it before you seal it. If you're going to forget anything, it's going to be that. Finally, a few tips to help you out, and a few taboos to give you the heads up. Taboos are rules people don't talk about, but still expect you to know. Unfair, I know. Welcome to life. You would think that if you send a resume, the secretary or some forward-thinking individual would make enough copies for everyone. This never happens. Always bring extra copies to an interview, like 20. Additionally, never in your cover letter, your interview, or anywhere else apologize for lacking a skill. It isn't your fault you can't type 150 words a minute, or do 500 chin-ups in an hour, or have memorized all of the Chase Bank routing numbers for every state. Chase's is 111000614 in Texas, by the way. And last, but not least, never discuss politics, religion, or sexual orientation in an interview, resume, or anywhere else for that matter. It is illegal for any interviewer to ask about that stuff, as well as disabilities, medical history, gender-related things, and a whole slew of other items. Know the law, protect yourself, and do the research ahead of time. Under this video, if you're watching it in YouTube, I've linked a page that has the illegal questions and whether or not there is a legal way for the interviewer to ask it of you. Some there are, and some there aren't. I hope you found this video instructive, helpful, and a little funny. See you next time.